Guys, so some of you know the KTM 390 Duke has been giving me quite a bit of problems. So we just sorted out the battery, but now I'm getting a low oil pressure warning and I have no idea what's up. I mean, I have an idea, it could be the oil filter, and I'm hoping to God it's the oil filter, because the last time the oil filter in here, it broke in half. So a broken oil filter means the oil gets to escape and it significantly drops the oil pressure. So I'm getting the same thing now, but I'm not sure if it's a broken oil filter. So we're gonna find out today. So I have an extra oil filter and we're gonna replace this bike's oil, and hopefully that'll be the end of my problems with this bike. Okay, so I got the bike here. First order of business is to put it up on the paddock stand and to take off this belly pan so we can reach the drain plugs and the oil filter housing. So getting on with it. Alright, so we've got the belly pan out. Here we go. We can access this guy right here and the drain plug, which is under the bike. But before we get the oil out, let's warm it up first so that the oil is heated up and nice and easy for all of it to get out. Up to 4,000 RPM, a low oil pressure warning light comes on here. There you go. The bike has been warmed up 3 bars. I think that should be good enough for the oil to just flow out once we open the drain plug. So let's get on with it. The Duke has 2 oil screens and 1 drain plug. So the main drain plug is this guy over here. Now you're gonna wanna put a nice basin to catch all your oil to avoid making a mess. Okay. Now, I had this bike serviced in a KTM dealership. I'm not gonna say which one, but boy, they tightened this thing way too much. Well, luckily I was able to muscle it out. Now it's free, so we can get on with draining our oil. But boy, that was a hard job to do. So I'll just unscrew it until the oil starts to drip out. Take your time with this because it can squirt a bit. So there you can see our oil is starting to come out gently, and there we go. So now the last time I did my oil was around 2,000 kilometers ago. So as you can see, 2,000 kilometers is quite short, but it's pretty black already, so I'm guessing this is also a timely oil change. Our oil is happily draining away there on the other side. We're gonna take this oil filter cover out. Hopefully get the oil filter out, no problems. So these are 2 8mm bolts. Just remove it. So hopefully this thing isn't too tight. Okay, so it's stuck because there's like some sealant. So just use a screwdriver here to pry this guy right off. Okay. To remove the oil filter, you actually have to stab it with a screw. Screwdriver and just pull it out. So we've put a screw into the oil filter now, and you just have to pull it out. And there you go. Looks like it's not broken. So I wonder what could be causing our low oil pressure. But it does look very old and saturated. So hopefully replacing the oil filter will fix our problems. To give you guys a better look of how the oil filter is mounted on the 390 Duke's engine. It goes in there and there's something that it's like a receiver, so you force fit it in there. I've taken out the 2 oil strainers for good measure, and good thing I did because they were super dirty. So this big oil strainer here is what you find right behind your oil drain plug on the other side of the engine, and this small one here is located right beneath the engine over here. There, I don't know if you see it. There, you see that hole where the oil is dripping out of? There, that's where it belongs. So we're gonna give these two oil strainers a good clean and put them back on the bike. Here's our oil filter. So it's a Bajaj part, which is actually just the same as a KTM oil filter. So let's open her up. Very nicely packaged. There we go. Very nice. Brand spanking new oil filter. Okay, so here we have the two oil strainers, which I have done my best to really clean very thoroughly. So hopefully this will do. So now it's just a matter of putting in our new oil filter and these two strainers back in their homes, filling her up with oil, and hopefully we're good to go. Okay, so we have our new oil filter here. I'm just gonna put it right in and pop it in, just like that. And we're good to go. Just cover her up. Alright, strainer back in. Just push it until it clicks. Like that. And we should be good to go to put the drain plug back in and fill her up with oil. So now that all the oil drain plugs and the strainers and the oil filter are back in place, it's time to fill her up with some oil. So this here is your oil filler cap, and this here is your oil sight glass. So we're going to use that to see how much oil we actually have to put in. So this is around 1.6, 1.7 liters for the KTM 20 Duke. Let's see how it goes. So we take the oil filler cap off, like so. Put this away somewhere where there isn't any dust or dirt or anything you don't want to get in your engine. And we get our trusty funnel. This makes life a lot easier and saves you from making quite a mess in your garage. So just goes in there. So there, we can pour our oil in there. Okay, so we've filled it up right to the middle here of the sight glass. So now it's just a matter of starting it up, letting the engine warm up, and checking our oil level again. And after that, the job should be done. Okay, so let's fire her up. One thing which I think is worth discussing while we're letting the bike warm up here is the proper way to dispose of your oil. So now a lot of people would just throw it down to drainage or throw it in the garbage, but please don't do that, guys. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the spent oil back in the oil container, take it to a gas station and have them properly dispose of the stuff, okay? Just so that we have as little damage to the environment and to our surroundings as possible. Alright? So that's just a little PSA. Head over to your nearest gas station to dispose of your used oil if you're going to be doing oil changes on your own. Okay, so the bike has been idling for 3 minutes now, and it looks like we are all good. No more low oil warning coming out. And let's see, just for good measure here. So we go to info. And there are no warnings whatsoever, so I think we are good to go. So it looks like our bike is good to go. Everything's been sorted. The oil pressure problem is gone. The oil is good as new. So there's nothing left for us to do than take this puppy out for a quick little test drive. So until then, I'll see you next time, and I hope you learned something new today. Ride safe.